Hey, good morning, friends. How are you? This is Mr. Choice. All right, I'm glad that you can get up and kind of watch this morning. This is our recording of our morning meeting, and we're going to get started now by reading our morning message. You bring that into view. Hopefully, you guys can see this. Try to keep it up for you. All right, here we go. Welcome to today, my friends. Today is Thursday, May 14th, 2020. All right, so we have a problem up here where you guys have to do the mistake search. All right, so just like yesterday, you're looking for where the errors are in grammar and punctuation. So let's read this to see if you guys can figure it out. John the baker needs 5/8 cups of raisins to make one batch of cookies. How many cups of raisins do he need to make 7 batch of cookies? All right. Yeah, I know you see that at the bottom where we have to get in and solve. But before we solve, let's see if you guys can come up with where the errors are in the sentence. I'll give you a few minutes to do that. All right. While you're doing that, I'll play some soft music for you so it can pass by your time more calmly. All right, let's take 30 more seconds to see if you've come up with all of the errors that we have in the sentence. 20. All right, friends. Let's see if you found what the mistakes were. All right, John, we know from the beginning that John is one, the beginning of a sentence, and it's someone's name. So it is a proper noun, so we should have capitalized John. The baker needs 5/8 cups of raisins to make one batch of cookies. Think everything sounds good there. How many cups? Here we have a period and we're starting a new sentence. So we know that this should have been capitalized. We should make that a capital H. How many cups of raisins do he need? All right, we know do should be does he need to make 7 batches of cookies. We asked a question, so we should have a question mark. If you found those errors, you're on top of your game. If we let a few of them, we missed a few of them, we know that we need to sharpen up, all right, and pay attention. All right, let's try to solve this problem. All right, so I know 5/8 of cups of raisins are needed for one batch, but we have 7 batches. So one way we can say that is 7 copies of 5/8. All right, 7 copies of 5/8. So I know I can rewrite this as 7 times 5 over 8. I know 7 times 5 is 35 over 8, but I also notice that I have an improper fraction. All right, so I can number bond this or I can divide. I know that I can get 8. Let's see. I know that I can get 4/8 inside of 35. 4 times 8. Do you know that? equals 32. So if I have 32, then that means that I am 3 away from 35. All right. So how many cups of raisin does he need to make 7 batches? He needs about 4. But if we want to get to our benchmarks, we need about 4.5 cups. So I'm going to estimate and say, John needs about, that's very key, because it's not exactly, 4.5 cups. I know it's 4 3/8. If you put that there, you're correct. But I'm going to say about because a half is one of our benchmarks. About, because I know that 3 is 1 away from 4/8. 4/8 is the same as a half. About 4.5 cups. All right, this is important. This is our unit of raisins. Got my other eye. There you go. Period. All right, guys. All right, so that is our wake-up warm-up for this morning to get your juices flowing. Lots of information to share with you this morning, so let's get down into it. All right. Let's just start with a light joke. Here we go. Why can't you tell a joke around glass? Give you a couple of minutes to think or seconds to think about it. All right. Because it will crack up. Again, why can't you tell a joke around glass? Because it will crack up. All right, here was the last one. How do you know what a bike is thinking? How do you know what a bike is thinking? Because you can see the wheels turning. Yay, Mr. Choice. Good jokes. Good corny jokes. All right, let's start off by shouting out some people from yesterday. All right, these are my 1, 2, and 3-star generals. All right, let me start off by saying my 1-star generals for Zern are Hade, Paris, Amy, Genevieve, Justin, Ricardo, and Caitlin. All right, guys, these are the guys that got on yesterday. They did not make your 30 minutes, guys, so let's try to make those 30 minutes. I do have an exception. Caitlin went on and she spent a great amount of time on, but remember, we have to complete lessons. All right, we have to complete lessons. I'll share Caitlin's time in a second. Here are my 2-star generals. They got on and they completed at least 2 lessons, Edward and Sarah. And I'm going to send a special shout out for Sarah because Sarah was on this morning at 12 a.m. in the morning. So she got in some time early this morning. Maybe she couldn't sleep. All right. And my 3-star generals from yesterday, Zern, was Lucas and Amir. They finished 3 lessons yesterday. They spent 1 hour and 20 minutes on the lessons. Okay, so great job, guys, getting that done. And I said I was going to save Caitlin for last because Caitlin put in 2 hours yesterday on Zern. Thanks, Caitlin, for putting in the work. All right, now we have to gain some type of proficiency so we can solve and get those lessons done. All right. Next, I want to shout out Edward, Amir, and Lucas for their new Zella work. Okay, definitely, Edward, you scored a 75 on your quiz. Great job. I need some of the other folks to make sure you're putting in the time because not only does it show me your lesson, it also shows me how much time you put in on the lesson. Okay, so let's make sure that we're investing the time so we can get the results that we would like to see. All right, but thanks for getting on there yesterday. All right, big day today, guys. We got some things headed our way, especially with our Week 7, Day 4 packet. Week 7, Day 4, you should see in your must-do that it is a link to the DCPS YouTube channel. This is a lesson taught by Miss Page again. I checked the lesson out, and everything should work all the way through. It's about 15 minutes. It's about a 15-minute lesson, okay? So make sure you have your materials ready. What are your materials? Packet, pencil, scratch paper. All right. So yesterday, one of your skills that you were focusing on was visualizing. All right, as you read, you should have visualized some of the things that the destruction of natural disasters can do. Today, you're writing your exit ticket, but you're doing it in a different form. Today's exit ticket will be a personal letter. So when you write letters, you're writing letters from the perspective of first person. Well, what do you mean, Mr. Choice? First person, we had that long time ago. Yes, we did. But remember, when I write in first person, I'm using words such as I, us, we. So those are words that tell me that we are writing in first person. So today you're going to be creatively writing a letter to someone as if you were involved or you were actually there when one of the volcanoes went off. All right, so you have to use these creative juices in your mind, guys. So let's dig into our bags. Let's come up with some creative images and words so we can recreate this. All right, the next thing I want you to focus on is when you go to write today and you have to choose your graphic organizer. Guys, let's stick with what we did last week. I like the graphic organizer of option B. Okay, so choose option B's graphic organizer, and Ms. Page will show you what that looks like today when you go through the lesson. All right, and the last thing I want you guys to do is I'm not necessarily so focused on you writing out your rough draft today, but I want you to get through all of the other activities and have your graphic organizer ready, because tomorrow when we meet in small teams, we'll be focused on your graphic organizer. Okay. All right. I think that's it for this morning. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that we were focusing in on our lesson day 4, week 7 in our ELA packet. And also you should see for your electives, you have 2 focuses today for your electives. All right, it's your choice. Either you're on at 12 with Miss Wong for art, or you're designing another Discovery Ed board, but this Discovery Ed board is around natural disasters. All right, so make sure you read your must-do, guys. Some of the questions that you're asking me are already answered in your must-dos. All right, have a positive day. We have a live math lesson at 11:15. If it's later than that, I'll send out a note on Class Dojo. All right, until then, see you at 11:15. Peace.